Hey everybody, it's Earl Power Robber from ThrillRide.com. How you doing? So this morning I'm in Glendale, California, not too far from where I plant my flag in Studio City. And the reason I'm here is to check out a museum. Now this is one of the things I love so much about Los Angeles. We just have a wealth of amazing museums on all kinds of different subject matter. And this one in particular is called the Martial Arts History Museum. Now apparently they used to be in Burbank and recently moved sometime within the last year with a lot more space. So they've got a lot of material that has not been available to see. And I don't know all that much about martial arts history. Definitely seen a lot of old Shaw Brothers movies, Hong Kong action films, early Jackie Chan, Five Deadly Venoms, etc. But I know there's an incredible history, very rich, very dense to martial arts. So very much looking forward to taking a look around. So let's go see what they got. Go. Martial Arts History Museum, founded 1999. Awesome. Okay, right in the front door. I'm already very excited. They've got a awesome little gift shop and a very cool kind of timeline here. Gonna have to take a look at that in a minute. But right over here is the entrance proper. They got a pretty awesome DVD Blu-ray collection here. Oh yeah, I need to peruse that. But right up here, the grand entrance, and unfortunately he's not working right now, but this is a talking Lopan skull. Nice shout out to Big Thunder and Little China, another one of my favorite movies. And he's inoperable at the moment, apparently got jostled in the move, but he'll be talking again soon. But all right, let's head in. Oh yeah, and right up front, good old Cynthia Rothrock, love her. Oh my goodness, look at these beautiful Chinese dragon heads and the big Chinese drums. Yeah, oh, fantastic. Chinese drums are considered the mother of all musical instruments. Although the date in which the first drum was created is not known, drawings of drums were found dating back to 1500 BC. Wow, actual drum noted in Chinese history was about 4,000 years ago. Spectacular. Oh yeah. Oh, I want one of these dragons in my home. So this is a bust of a man named Ark Yue Wang. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Was the first Chinese martial artist to teach traditional kung fu to non-Chinese students in the United States in the late 1950s. And here's a photo of Ark Yue Wang. Oh man, I hope I'm at least close pronouncing his name. Although the Chinese styles of kung fu date back over 1,000 years, it didn't reach the Western world until 1848, when an influx of Chinese came to America. I guess that was all part of the gold rush. In 1921, a kung fu instructor named Ark Yue Wang decided to come to California and open a school. 39 years later, Wang would take one of the biggest steps in martial art history. In 1960, Wang became the first known kung fu instructor to accept non-Chinese students. Man, awesome. So here is a bust of someone I've never heard of before, Alexander Fu Sheng, who is apparently the original kind of martial arts star of the Shaw Brothers movies. And not only a great actor, but brought a lot of character to his roles and bits of comedy, and apparently paved the way for, you know, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and many more. And unfortunately cut short in his prime. He was pretty young when he passed away in 1983, but clearly left an important legacy. And look at this beautiful presentation of various kinds of blade weapons. A Tai Chi sword, a Darn Do sword, Mandarin coin blades, fire wheels, butterfly knives. Oh man, Very cool. That is something I've never heard of before. A fire wheel. One of the more unusual looking weapons are the fire wheels, used for slashing, cutting, poking, and capturing. It is fast as the wind and hot as fire. Plus it looks great in photos. Yeah, no doubt. Weapons of China. Chinese martial arts has the widest array of weapons in any ancient culture. Kung Fu weapons are renowned for their diversity and uniqueness. Yeah, look at these incredible, I don't know what you'd call these, swords. It's let's say single weapon, double weapons, and long weapons. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, and there's the man himself, Bruce Lee, demonstrating nunchucks. Chinese Kung Fu is the most weapons of any martial art in the world. There are hundreds upon hundreds of unique and very oddly shaped devices. Some are style specific, while others fit the individual's personality. Wow. And these are Y.C. Wong's 3 sectional chain whips. Good grief. Kung Fu. From the creation of the crane style, the Shaolin monks and other individuals began to establish a variety of other unique forms of fighting. Yeah, I love all the styles named after animals. Monkey, praying mantis, eagle claw. Oh wow, yeah. And I guess these are some of the legends of the different styles. Lamb, Joe, tiger, Eng Mui, Chan Pui, and of course I'm sure I'm totally mispronouncing a lot of these names and words, so my apologies there. This is Chan Sao Chung's uniform, and Chung is responsible for opening the doors of monkey kung fu, Tai Xing Pek Kwar, to the west. Third generation successor of the art, his skill was so great they referred to him as the Monkey King. Nice. This is a beautiful uniform. This belonged to Eric Lee, and Lee was the most popular and most successful forms and weapons competitor in the late 1960s to the 1970s, called the King of Kata. Neat. And this information panel, a little bit about how Chinese foreign trade began as early as the Han Dynasty in 206 BC, where the famous Silk Road through Central Asia was pioneered by Chinese envoys. Yeah, and then of course, yeah, the gold rush. In 1848, while gold was discovered in California, China was experiencing a famine. This caused an influx of Chinese immigrants to Gold Mountain, a name they used for America, hoping to fulfill their dreams or just keep food on the table for their families. Wow. Here's a beautiful dress that belonged to Wen Mei Yu, a teacher of Chinese martial and healing arts for over 5 decades. She was recognized as one of the top instructors in Tai Chi in China. And this is great, a little panel about the birth of Kung Fu. One day a monk was tending his fields when a large crane appeared and began eating the monk's vegetables. Using one of his garden tools, the monk tried to scare the bird away. Fearing for its life, the crane jumped up, kicked the monk, poked him in the chest with its beak, and using its wings, knocked the monk to the ground. Now looking up at the bird, the monk was enlightened. He said, "Hey, those are pretty good moves." Nature, the first teacher. That is awesome. Well, even if you're only casually familiar with martial arts, you've probably heard the name Shaolin, and the Shaolin Temple is considered the birthplace of Chinese Kung Fu. Although the actual date is unknown, many similar Kung Fu movements can be found in artwork and paintings dating back as far back as 425 BC. Man, that is a bucket list place to visit for me. Super cool. This is something I'd love to see in person someday. The Terracotta Army, a collection of an estimated 8,000 life-size statues of warriors, horses, and chariots, all made from a special type of red clay called terracotta. Wow. Yeah, again, I am no expert at all on this topic, and very cool to learn about some of the great martial arts legends. Lao Bun, pioneer. During the 1930s, Lao Bun was considered one of the most influential figures in Kung Fu history. Not only credited for bringing Choi Li Foot Kung Fu to America, but he also helped introduce Chinese herbal treatments, acupuncture, and other forms of Chinese medicine to the West. Neat. Yeah, I get acupuncture all the time. I am a big believer. Love it. And there, of course, probably the most famous martial artist of all time, Bruce Lee. Without a doubt, the most popular and influential figure in martial arts history. Through his groundbreaking films, he helped change the way Asians were presented in Western movies, and in the process, inspired a new generation of martial arts practitioners. He sure did. So it looks like this yellow outfit is based on the outfit that he wore when he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game of Death. Amazing. So right up here showing clips from, looks like Enter the Dragon maybe? Yeah. And right below it is an amazing piece of exercise equipment, Bruce Lee's actual training item. In addition to his films, Bruce Lee dedicated much of his time to working out. This is the actual exercise item that Bruce used to focus on his strengthening his and flexing his ankles. Oh, that's specific. Yeah, I love this timeline of Bruce's life. 1953, age 13, Bruce begins training in Wing Chun Kung Fu in Hong Kong. And then 1966 lands the role of Kato in the Green Hornet television series. 1967 develops a new concept for fighting called Jeet Kune Do. Boy, I've always forgotten that Enter the Dragon was released after he passed away in 1973. What a shame, gone too soon. So this looks like a timeline of martial arts in popular culture, including a very unusual entry, the very odd Hanna-Barbera cartoon series Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, oh, and here, of course, here's 1975 comedian John Belushi's a big hit when he created the samurai comedy sketch for Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah, live action, animation, and of course Kung Fu Panda, still a very successful entertainment franchise. And yeah, good old Cobra Kai. I haven't caught up with this Netflix show. I think I'm a couple of seasons behind, but man, loving what I've seen so far. It's so great. And I guess the last season is coming next year. This is pretty cool. On the left is the Karate Kid headband. 1986 Karate Kid Part 2 was released starring Ralph Macchio, and this is the actual headband worn by Macchio in the movie. And on the right, a silver mask from Revenge of the Ninja, one of the most popular ninja movies, starring Sho Kosugi, and his nemesis was the silver masked demon ninja. That's beautiful. Okay, this one is gonna give a shout out to my brother Doug. I am looking at the Gopher Chucks from Kung Pao Enter the Fist, one of our favorite comedies of all time. Every time we watch it, we find another joke that we missed because we were laughing so hard. And of course, he promised to do the sequel, and it never happens. Very, very sorry we're not going to get that. But Steve Odekirk, man, this is your masterpiece. Brilliant. Okay, this remarkable piece right here is the Flying Guillotine. Now, apparently, they made quite a few of these movies. I've only seen one. I believe it's Master of the Flying Guillotine, but it's pretty sweet. Love it to death. And that is a pretty gorgeous piece right there. Oh, this is pretty great. Here's a shield that was used in the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. Still, I think, one of the best video game adaptations of all time. It's really good. And the soundtrack, oh, so badass. And here is a little honorarium for the pioneer of anime, Osamu Tezuka, the father of manga and anime. Wow. Yeah, the worlds that have sprung forth because of that incredible artistic breakthrough. Yeah, look at that. I'm telling you, man, when I was a little boy, Speed Racer and Kimba were very much top of my favorite bits of animation. Gosh, good old Astro Boy. You know, it's funny, I was not as big a fan of this show as I was of Speed Racer, but I've come to appreciate it more as I've gotten older. It has kind of one of the most heartbreaking backstories for a character in animation that I know of. And of course, Kimba, the White Lion, man. Oh, I watched the heck out of this when I was little. Yeah, so great. This is my Lion King. Sorry, folks. Right, so this is the whole media section, and yeah, a lot of stuff based on animation here and anime proper. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, a ton of things here I've never seen, but Gigantor certainly, that was another favorite as a youngin'. And yeah, there we go, man. Speed Racer and the Mach 5, one of my favorite fantasy cars of all time. If I had a gajillion dollars, I'd make my own replica of the Mach 5 for sure. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. A Lego Ninjago village and a Lego dragon. Oh, wow. Oh, I think I need this in my life. That is stunning. Oh, this is amazing. So this room is apparently Hawaiian martial arts dedicated. And you got some beautiful, I want to say gis. I'm not sure if that is the right word here. Women warriors. Oh, wow, look at this. Although most people associate Hawaiian warriors primarily with men, it is surprising to know that there were a large number of elite women warriors and warrior leaders throughout the Hawaiian and Polynesian islands. Awesome. And there we go. The Hawaiian luau, history of the warrior. The Hawaiian, oh, I'm sorry, not luau, lua. The Hawaiian lua style is much more than a form of martial arts. It is a Hawaiian cultural legacy. Nice. Oh man, look at that head covering. And these incredible weapons are outfitted with shark teeth. Very effective and powerful tool was the oar shark tooth weapon. Lined with the teeth of the shark, this weapon tore and cut an enemy from a variety of angles. Boy, I'll bet it did. Oh my goodness. That is cool. Yeah, look at these things. And here's some other various kinds of knives and weapons. More of the shark teeth and blazing. Oh man, look at this old slingshot. A ma'a. The first and one of the oldest slingshot weapons in the world. The ma'a is designed to fling different types and sizes of rocks. And it looks like this side of the room is dedicated to the Philippines and their unique fighting styles and traditions. Oh yeah, look at this beautiful warrior shield. Yeah, that is very artfully done. Yeah, in this case there are various Filipino weapons, double kali sticks, and I love the curved edge blade on this Filipino kris weapon, traditional weapon used in Southeast Asia. The waves on the blade are said to denote flames, a serpent, or the tail of a stingray. Interesting. And these are Dan Inosanto kali sticks. Inosanto was a popular figure in American Filipino history and one of the most recognized practitioners of the Filipino martial art of Kali. Actual items used in his personal workout sessions. Nice. And down here some more edge weapons. And these are balisong knives, otherwise known as a butterfly or fan knife, a folding pocket knife with two handles counter-rotating around the tang, such that when closed, the blade is concealed within the grooves in its handles. Okay, well this isn't the actual sword that killed Magellan, but it is a replica of a kampilan, a single-edged sword. Wow. And I guess poor Magellan got the business end of one of these things on April 27th, 1521. And up this little ramp is the Martial Arts History Hall of Fame. And yeah, once again, here's Cynthia Rothrock, who definitely crossed over into pop culture celebrity. And this I did not know about her. She is a 5-time world champion that changed history by becoming the greatest forms and weapons competitor of all time. Who knew? In the early 1980s, when men dominated open karate tournaments, Rothrock not only defeated the women, but the men as well. For 5 straight years, she was undefeated in her division. Wow. Nicely done. And here's a video display of all the various Hall of Fame inductees, and there are quite a few of them. And when there's Run Run Shaw, who headed the Shaw Brothers Studios and created a genre of martial arts films. Nice. Oh yeah, and there's my man Don Fry, who of course I love for being in Godzilla Final Wars. It's so great. Yeah, here's another name known to people who might not be huge martial arts fans. Don the Dragon Wilson, considered by many as one of the greatest kickboxers of our generation. Only kickboxer to win 11 world championship titles in 3 weight divisions. Good grief. So this is the logo for the Black Karate Federation, designed by Jerry Smith. And this federation was created in 1969 to provide fairness for black and minority athletes in tournament point fighting competition in the Southern California region. And the logo appeared in Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. Nice. And right next to it, look at this amazing Zulu shield and spear. The shield was created to resemble the traditional Zulu shields that date back to King Shaka Zulu. This is neat. They've got a little movie theater in here. And right now they're showing little bits and pieces of Billy Jack. Man, I saw this in the theaters when I was a kid. We all went nuts. I think I saw this maybe 5 or 6 times in the movie theaters. We were obsessed. And I just love back over here. They've got the poster for Samurai Cop 2. I've only seen the first one, and it is a classic of a kind. That is for sure. Got to seek out Deadly Vengeance at some point. Oh man, I'm telling you, I am learning a ton in here. So this is one of Elvis Presley's original uniforms, and he studied martial arts, well, started studying rather, in 1958 while serving in the military in Germany, and learned a Japanese style of karate and became a legitimate first-degree black belt. Wow, cool. And to show his Kenpo pride, he placed the logo on the back end of his guitar. Oh wow, I never knew that. That is cool. And here's some more Elvis memorabilia. And I just can't look at this album cover without immediately thinking of the Clash's London Calling. Well, when you hear the word ninja, how many of you immediately think of turtles that are ninjas? Yeah, definitely very much a reason I think a lot of people became interested in martial arts is thanks to the comics, the animated series, and the movies of these amazing characters. And over here is one of Ralph Macchio's original costumes in the very first Karate Kid. Amazing. I still can't believe they're making another Karate Kid feature with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan that will somehow connect to the Cobra Kai series. I just can't wrap my head around that. Very curious to see how that goes. Okay, just walked into the room dedicated to Japanese martial arts and culture, and oh yeah, definitely digging this a lot. Japan, officially called Nippon, is made up of over 6,000 islands. Look at that gorgeous kimono. But here we go. The samurai sword. Amazing. The samurai sword is considered the most popular weapon in martial arts history. For the samurai, the sword became a constant companion and a symbol of prestige and pride. Well, I was familiar with the expression katana, but there are other types of samurai swords. The wakizashi, and then a smaller sword called a tanto, similar to a dagger. Oh, that is amazing. The samurai became better swordsmen by learning how to balance their life rather than just wielding a sword. By devoting time to poetry, calligraphy, and artistry, the samurai were able to add more fluidity to their combat skills. Oh, that's great. And speaking of artistry, I mean, just look at the design details on these magnificent weapons. I just cannot believe this is considered armor. So beautiful. Yeah, that is gorgeous. And I don't know what you would properly call this kind of horn-like metal flat pieces up on the helmet, but just beautiful. It was during the 12th century that the samurai came into power. They were a group of elite warriors skilled in various forms of combat and were employed by a feudal lord or daimyo. Daimyo. The term samurai comes from the meaning to serve. Again, the artistry that was involved designing and crafting these outfits of armor. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And look at that mask. Oh. Well, here's something else that's very new to me. Japan's female samurai warriors. Although the samurai were primarily made up of male warriors, there were actually a number of female samurai known as Onna Bugesha, which means woman warrior. Awesome. So apparently, when there were many samurai clashes in feudal Japan, farmers were kind of stuck defending themselves, and they didn't have beautiful samurai swords, so they used all kind of farm tools to repurpose as weaponry. Wow. So nunchaku, originally used for threshing rice, became the weapon, and kama, a sickle used for reaping crops, and the bow, a pole or staff lanced across the shoulders to carry water, and was used for striking and blocking. Here's a display of various uniforms of some notable figures from the arts. And here's a Japanese kendo uniform. The Japanese art of kendo opened its doors on American soil in 1920. And this outfit here, one of the originals worn by the first group of kendo students. Neat. And then, yeah, right next to it, the art of sumo. The exact date of sumo's origin is unclear, but it is speculated that the art form began in the 1600s. Wow. There's a Japanese judo gi. Typical judo uniform, referred to as a gi, are highly durable in order to withstand grabs and throws. Wow. And here's the whole display dedicated to ninja weapons. And of course, throwing stars, very familiar in the popular culture. And all kinds of knife blades. And look at, again, another one of these demon-style masks. Oh yeah. I think I need one of those too. Originally called the shinobi, the mysterious nature of the ninja has long captured popular imagination in Japan and later the rest of the world. Indeed. Some say that a number of ninjas were samurai whose clan was defeated, or Ronin samurai looking for work. Either the case, the ninja were a group of highly skilled individuals who perfected the art of espionage. And here's a section devoted to artifacts from the martial arts in Thailand and Korea. And these amazing fighting trunks are pretty spectacular. Very eye-catching. So these incredible hand coverings called Kod Chuik, wrapping the hands with a long soft cord, provided protection for the fingers and wrists from strains and other injuries. Before a contest, fighters would immerse their bound fists in water, allowing it to dry and harden, thus becoming capable of inflicting serious damage. Whoa. I love this miniature wooden model of something called a Thailand spirit house. Oh, that roof design is so gorgeous. And then right alongside it are two traditional drums, the glong kick, made up of two heads, one is smaller than the other. And music was apparently an integral part of Muay Thai fighting. Neat. And I think isn't it Muay Thai, the fighting style that's used in the Raid and the Raid Redemption? I believe so. Anyway, if you have even the slightest interest in amazing martial arts action films, and you have not yet seen the two Raid movies, the originals, you are in for a real treat. They are spectacular. Yeah, oh, so beautiful. Look at this, turtle ships. Oh, that is a beautiful craft. The Korean Geobuxion, the turtle ships of Great Admiral Yi Soon Shin, the combat ships that helped save Korea. Wow. All right, this blows my mind. The turtle ships were the first ironclad vessels in the world. With iron plates on top studded with sharp spikes, the ship also featured masts that could fold down with 10 cannon ports on each side with 2 additional ports in front. Yeah, I was sure that the ironclads that were created here in America were the first. There you go. History is just endlessly fascinating. Okay, these are called Hapkido canes. In ancient Korea, the walking stick and cane were common as it aided in the long walks through the rugged mountains. But the cane also served as a form of protection by hooking, jabbing, and striking an attacker. Nice. Well, according to the little information card right here in front of this hat, this is the Billy Jack Medicine Man hat. And apparently, Billy Jack gave honor to his heritage by wearing the hat of the Indian medicine man. I tell you, the Asian kind of dragon and mystical creature iconography is so spectacular. And this is a Hanuman cone mask. Cone masks are worn by costume performers of a classical dance drama known as Cone. It does seem that the art of creating beautiful martial arts swords is universal. And these are some examples of Thailand swords, and maybe not quite as spectacularly decorated as some katana. There's a lot of art involved here. And of course, right outside the museum proper, they have a pretty spectacular gift shop with a bunch of really great baseball caps and t-shirts.
Oh, you're smart. There you go.
Yeah. And look at this. These are samurai sword necklaces and earrings that they make here for sale. It's the only place you can get them, at the museum.
Sometimes if people don't walk
Well,
by,
there's a ton of movies in here I've never even heard
Okay,
of.
thank you.
And this one caught my eye right away. Kung Fu Zombie. Oh man, I think I'm walking out of here with this. Oh my gosh, and no joke, $2 a piece, 3 for $5. That's a freaking steal. Yeah, the movies are 3 for $5, so I'm definitely coming home with these bad boys. All right, I think that is going to bring this one to a close. So, as always, thank you so much for coming along. Really hope you enjoyed this look around another one of my new favorite museums in Southern California. Just loaded with such fascinating bits of history. And so glad you've made it this far. And since you're still here listening, maybe you might consider giving the video a like and perhaps even subscribing. I would be very grateful. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel, you can purchase your own Thrill Rags t-shirt. Go to thrillrags.com to check out the current selection. And I always have to thank everybody who's already bought t-shirts. Very, very grateful. Yeah, so if you're anywhere near the Americana at Brand, this place is a very short walk away. So set aside a little time to come visit. And super inexpensive. It's only $12 to come in here. So yeah, loved it. Loved it. So take care, and we will catch you in the next one.